you don't really know a person. When everything is going right, you know them. When life stops clapping for them, when the attention fades, when the excitement settles, when there's nothing to gain and nothing to prove, that's when character walks into the room. And here's something most people will never tell you: a woman's character is not tested by what she says, it's revealed by what she consistently does when nobody's watching. Because words are easy. Anyone can say, I care. Anyone can say, I'm loyal. Anyone can say, I'm different. But character doesn't speak loudly, it moves quietly, in patterns, in habits, in choices. You see, a lot of men make a mistake. They try to impress instead of observe. They try to win her instead of understanding her. But a wise man, he doesn't rush. He watches, not with suspicion, but with awareness. He notices how she treats people who can do nothing for her. He notices how she reacts when things don't go her way. He notices if her actions match her words, or just decorate them. Because real character is not built in comfort, it's revealed in pressure. Let me tell you something that might change how you see everything. A woman who truly respects you won't test your patience endlessly. A woman with strong character doesn't create chaos just to feel valued. And a woman who genuinely values you won't disappear when consistency is required. Now, listen carefully. This is where most men get it wrong. They chase attention, they chase validation, they chase moments, but moments don't build relationships. Character does, and character is tested in silence. It's tested in the small things. Does she keep her word? Does she show up when it's inconvenient? Does she respect your time when there's nothing exciting happening? Because anyone can shine in the spotlight, but very few people stay solid in the shadows. And that's where truth lives. You see, the strongest connections aren't built on intensity, they're built on consistency. Intensity is loud, consistency is quiet, but powerful. So don't be impressed too quickly. Give it time. Let actions repeat themselves. Let patterns reveal themselves. Because patterns don't lie. And here's the part most people don't want to hear: if you ignore the small signs early, you will be forced to deal with the big consequences later. So don't rush to label something as special. Let it prove itself. Because when you learn to observe without desperation, you gain something rare: clarity. And clarity saves you time, energy, and heart. Now, this doesn't mean you become cold. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you raise your standard. You stop accepting words without alignment. You stop investing where there's inconsistency. You stop chasing what hasn't earned your presence. Because your time is valuable. Your energy is limited. And your attention should never be cheap. And the moment you understand this, everything changes. You stop forcing connections. You stop over explaining your worth. You stop trying to convince someone to see your value. Instead, you watch, you listen, you allow people to reveal themselves naturally. And when they do, believe what you see, not what you hope. Because hope can blind you, but observation will guide you. At the end of the day, the right woman doesn't confuse you. She doesn't make you question your value. She doesn't keep you guessing where you stand. Her actions make it clear. Her presence feels consistent, and her character speaks without trying. So remember this: don't fall for potential, don't fall for promises, don't fall for moments. Pay attention to patterns, because in the quiet and without announcements, without effort, character is always telling the truth. Most people are trained to listen to words, but very few are taught to observe behavior. That's where the real difference lies. Words can be rehearsed, emotions can be temporary, and intentions can be disguised, but consistent actions over time are almost impossible to fake. When there is no pressure to impress, no reward to gain, and no spotlight to perform under, a person naturally reveals who they truly are. This is where character quietly steps forward. In relationships, many men fall into the trap of being captivated by intensity, strong emotions, attention, or early excitement. But intensity is not a reliable indicator of depth or sincerity. It often fades just as quickly as it appears. What truly matters is consistency, how someone shows up repeatedly, especially when things are ordinary or even inconvenient. Do their actions align with their words? Do they remain respectful and genuine when there is nothing to gain? Learning to observe these patterns requires patience and emotional discipline. It means resisting the urge to rush into conclusions or become emotionally invested too quickly. Instead, you begin to step back and allow time to reveal the truth. Over time, patterns form and patterns rarely lie. This shift from seeking validation to seeking clarity is powerful. It protects your energy, prevents unnecessary emotional attachment, and helps you make decisions based on reality rather than hope. When you develop this level of awareness, you no longer get easily swayed by charm or temporary feelings. You begin to value substance over surface, and in doing so, you create space for deeper, more authentic connections built on truth rather than illusion. One of the most overlooked skills in relationships is the ability to observe without reacting. Many people feel the need to respond immediately, to seek reassurance, to question behavior, or to chase clarity through words. But real understanding doesn't come from constant reaction, it comes from quiet awareness. When you allow situations to unfold without interference, people naturally reveal their habits, their priorities, and their level of emotional maturity. A person's true nature becomes most visible in moments of pressure or inconvenience. It's easy to be kind, attentive, and present when everything feels good. But what happens when plans change, when effort is required, or when there is nothing exciting to gain? These ordinary and uncomfortable moments are where genuine respect, patience, and emotional stability are demonstrated. Small actions, showing up on time, keeping promises, communicating honestly, carry far more weight than occasional grand gestures. Developing this level of observation requires emotional control. It means you don't get pulled into every emotional wave or react to every inconsistency. Instead, you remain grounded, allowing patterns to form over time. This patience gives you clarity, and clarity allows you to make better decisions about who deserves your time and energy. As you practice this, your standards naturally rise. You stop accepting confusion as normal and begin to value consistency, honesty, and mutual respect. This shift not only protects you from unhealthy dynamics, but also positions you to attract stronger, more balanced connections. In the end, silent observation becomes a form of strength. It keeps you calm, aware, and in control, while others unknowingly reveal exactly who they are. In the end, everything comes down to one simple truth: clarity is earned through patience, not urgency. When you stop reacting to every word and start observing consistent behavior, you begin to see people as they truly are, not as you hope them to be. This awareness gives you control over your decisions, your emotions, and ultimately your direction in relationships. By choosing observation over impulsive reaction, you protect your time, your energy, and your self respect. You no longer get lost in temporary emotions or empty promises because you understand that real character is revealed quietly over time through repeated actions. This shift allows you to build connections that are grounded in truth, not illusion. And once you reach that level of understanding, you don't need to chase clarity anymore. It naturally comes to you.